what's happening. Something I just became aware of is that that movie 300, the numerology of the 310,000, that is another story. And that story is the story of Gideon in it's in Judges, I think. And it's a Bible story, and they kind of hijacked the numerology of that story and then Greeked it out. I mean, you can see that they Greek out, they Egypt out, they Babylon out, and they Rome out. In America, there's four types of architecture. Greek, you can see Greek pantheon of gods everywhere. You can see Egyptian-esque stuff, but really the Romans and the Greeks stole a lot of their stuff from the Egyptians and modified it to their own tongue, their own culture. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And we likewise in America, they say that this was it's not a Christian nation, or they wouldn't have built these temples to these gods upon the founding of the nation. So I mean, we're under a deep, heavy deception, occult deception about things, including that right there, that the 300 situation. And even you see those movies like Noah, where they totally pervert and hijack the Enoch scenario, but then flipped it to the green agenda. That's propaganda talking point, Gnostic apotheosis, which is the same thing as a lot of your Greek gods like Hercules. He, through his deeds, was apotheosized. You know what I'm saying? And immortalized, which means his legend shall be remembered forever. But it shall not, because on the other side of Armageddon, unless someone teaches someone about that story, it's probably not going to be remembered. You know what I'm saying? So there's a deception with your whole apotheosis, just like George Washington is set in stone as a god in our nation as well, and Benjamin Franklin and others. That is when you conquer places. When Rome did, they would erect statues of the present Caesar, of who put in this work for the empire. You know what I'm saying? So these are all old customs, and people just are unprivy to it, and they don't realize that you walk around in the symbolism that is around you says you've been conquered and you've been hijacked, and your history has been stolen from you, and they teach you this false history. You know what I'm saying? Like with the 300 movie, because I mean, though there might be some truths to that kind of story, but then again, why does the numerology scream out, the Judges story of Gideon? I don't know. Well, no, I do know. I do know why, because it's the inversion, satanic mockery of the true things. You know what I'm saying? It's like, in a way, the archons, like when it says in Daniel, the prince of Persia, one of the alternate meanings would be archon, or the angel that came to Muhammad or to Muhammad's wife and Muhammad and channeled that information. That would be called an archon, which means a high chief prince ruler of a spiritual plane. It's a spirit. It's not a person. So these archons, their job is to create these kind of artificial matrix like realities through society, and they kind of sit up in a spiritual sense, and they kind of like they suck up the energy harvesting. You know what I'm saying? Because they erect these temples in these geographical configurations and geometrical configurations, and what a 5-pointed star is for either it's for conjuring demons. So I mean, when you see a big 5-point star, that's Washington. That is a giant. It harvests energy, supposedly. Once you draw a symbol, it's in a etheric sense. It's constantly gathering energy. The more you look at it, and the more it gets into your subconscious, you give it the energy, and you don't realize it. That these things, I'm really, the symbolism of our world says you are not free. Someone owns you. And the fact that you can't read their language shows that shows how you're owned and ruled without your knowledge.